Yes. Okay. So, Mr. Bevan, when did ORIC become aware of issues with Julalakari Council in Tennant Creek?
Senator, Julalkari is one of the largest Aboriginal corporations in Australia. It's one of the most important in the Northern Territory, and it's one that we have had a relationship with for many, many years. We've delivered corporate governance training to their directors many times. We've provided assistance in improving their rule book to improve their corporate governance. My staff visit them on a regular basis. We've also, over the years, had complaints we've received about Julalakari Council Aboriginal Corporation, but with any large Aboriginal corporation, we would expect to receive complaints regarding that entity. So for many years we've worked with the corporation and its members and people who've lodged complaints about the corporation to address those various complaints. But to specifically answer your question, there's always been complaints about Julalakari, as there are with any large Aboriginal corporation, and we've just dealt with them through our usual processes for many years.
Okay, well, let's have a look at that. So if you receive a number of complaints, at what point does ORIC step in, like in this case, to place an organisation into special administration if you've received so many complaints over a period of time? When do you know when to do that?
It's a juggling exercise, Senator. So we conducted an examination of Julalakari in May 2013, and we also conducted a further examination in September last year. And a large corporation like Julalakari that delivers essential services funded by government and is such a key corporation in a community like Tennant Creek, that's not unusual. We'd expect to do examinations of them on a quite regular basis. And through those examinations we did identify that there were some governance issues, that there were complaints. Some of them were valid complaints that needed to be addressed. And so back in 2013, as I said, we did some intensive work with the directors of Julalkari to review their rule book, provide corporate governance training to the directors. But in September 2016, the follow-up examination identified that there were still concerns that hadn't been addressed as we would have expected to be addressed.
And was that around the governance issues?
Yes, but as you will see from the information on our website, the main concern we had around Julalakari was that the corporation's ability to address those complaints wasn't as effective as we'd hoped from 2013. The level of dispute with members and stakeholders within the Tennant Creek community wasn't easing. It was probably plateauing, but it wasn't easing. And our major concern was that the corporation's focus was shifting from service delivery, and a lot of its attention was addressing these complaints and issues and disputes with various stakeholders. So our concern was that the corporation just needed some outside assistance to improve its policies, particularly around dispute resolution, having proper complaints processes in place, and rebuilding relationships with stakeholders in the Tennant Creek community, but most importantly the membership of Julalkari. So we've appointed a special administrator at Julalkari for 6 months to improve its governance, to improve its internal processes and structures, to deal with complaints and issues and improve its service delivery.
So in terms of the complaints that you received, were they predominantly around the relationship with Julalakari and the community or the broader stakeholders, or was it around the services delivered by Julalkari?
Probably a mixture, Senator. So I suppose you could categorise them as complaints or disagreements of how services should be delivered, how the corporations should be making decisions. So rather than issues around anyone stealing money or fraud or misappropriation, I could categorise most of the complaints around disagreements as to the direction of the corporation, the service delivery standards, so I'd categorise it in that category, not of the more concerning category of fraud or misappropriation.
Okay.